McArthur. Hello, Peter.
Hi, Arkadi. Welcome back to our challenge. Arkadi, are you producing a lot of valuable scrap?
I'm producing a lot of valuable scrap, yes.
Yeah.
I'm even recycling this valuable scrap.
You are sourcing it?
Yeah, we for the job, or you mean private?
Both.
For the private, we live in Switzerland, so we do garbage sorting, and we do quite crazy things in terms of sorting. I've never seen a country which sorts so many various garbage types. Even even paper sorts might be sorted differently. Yeah, from thick cartoons to thin writing papers, different boxes. Glass, batteries, everything.
Yeah.
And I love it, actually.
We do the same here. And I think it's very important. In Denmark, we are aware that we do not have mines. So if we should be more independent in future, we need to mine our own stuff. And that brings me to the theme of the challenge.
Mining.
Yes.
Okay. That's cool, Peter.
but not just mining, but urban mining.
Urban mining.
Yes.
Or recycling in this terms.
Yes. So we have to harvest our future raw material, not in the ground, but in our cities. So let's start. You recognize this little quiz. So now we're going into a metal, and you have to guess which metal we are talking about. And I start with the information that you love, the melting point of this metal.
I love it.
And if you can guess it, you get 6 points on the first one. So the first one says melting point is 1064 degrees C.
Is it copper? I think copper had 900 something.
No, it's close. Copper is 1081. Next information
you're fast. I was thinking if I can find another alloy, but okay, good.
Yeah.
Scrap you can harvest.
Yeah, in electrical scrap, you can harvest approximately 100 grams for each ton you mine.
I mean, like there is what you can scrap from electrical. It's a tin. It's gold.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get the rest of the information.
Lithium.
No. You are right.
Okay.
Yeah. You have your 5 points.
Hey, I could have 6 if you would give me after copper to give another guess. But okay.
No. But that's not the rules. You have only one guess per.
But actually, copper will be also harvested quite a lot.
It is, yes, absolutely.
More even stolen, yeah.
Yeah, I think a quite large proportion of copper we in our daily use is harvested today. But as we're growing so much in electrification, in fact we need to open several new mines to follow the needs. Yeah. So I'll just open the last information. Yeah, the metal is mostly found in mobile phones. A lot of people don't know that there's gold in a mobile phone, but that's not the reason why it's so expensive.
Of course not.
Yeah. And in dental works, if you have a lot of money, you might have gold and not amalgam in your teeth.
Yeah, but I thought the composite material ceramics they use are even more expensive, no? Okay, nowadays with the gold prices, maybe not anymore.
Yeah, I don't know, and it might not be that popular to have gold if you can have ceramic that look like teeth.
Exactly. I have one in front.
Oh,
yeah.
You're one of the rich guys. The process you use for some minerals.
Correct. Phytomining.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with what is phytomining.
No, it's one of those new technologies where you can also gene manipulate plants to separate specific elements. So if you have a polluted area with chromium, where it could be a factory where they have made chromation of metals, then you can use plants to remove the chromium from the dirt, from the soil.
Okay, but this is not used in urban mining.
No, it's a cleaning process.
Okay, good.
Yeah, magnetic separation
might be used if you have some materials with magnetic properties and others not. Like if you want to take gold out of iron, which is not austenite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Aluminium, is that recycled?
I believe you can recycle aluminium.
Yeah, a lot. Mm-hmm. Also very high proportion of recycled material.
Yeah.
And roasting, is that urban mining word?
No.
You are right.
Okay, not so bad. So only the word furnace has confused me. Yes. By the way, I mark there is something missing, which is called milling, disintegrator milling, for example, where you can take scrap parts and then refine them, and also by the density differences get certain elements out.
Yeah, that's right. And that is very much used. So if you have a car, you shred it into small pieces not larger than a hand, and then you can separate them mainly magnetically. But then the plastic and the fibers, they are separated with density, either blowing air through them, so a fluidizing bed technology, or just by the weight of it.
I remember when I was a student many years ago, by this disintegrator milling, there was a company, they tried to remove glass and get like a very fine glass out of it and use it as a addition to cat's toilet. Like reuse, yeah. And I never know, maybe somebody listening to us knows it, but I don't know what happened to this company, or generally somebody is continuously using this idea somehow, because I have 2 cats and I have to clean the toilet every day multiple times. I was thinking about if this is used.
Yeah, but I would call that a downgrading recovery.
Yeah, but in many cases you're downgraded if you recycle.
Yeah, but some of the modern technologies is to keep it on the same level and not downgrading it, because if you downgrade, the value gets worse and worse, and then finally it ends up as dumping.
Okay.
And that's not the meaning of it.
I believe the very, very strong point, Peter. Yeah. So that you use it. Imagine you can even upgrade something by recycling.
Exactly. It is possible.
That would make people to buy more. Imagine you buy a car, and 10 years later you can sell you for twice in money because they can recycle it and then make something better out of it.
And this leads us to the next question, and this might be difficult to understand, and it might be manipulated. But if you had €1 million in year 2000, what would you have invested those money in? Would you have invested it in copper scrap, or would you have invested it in top 30 stock in the US?
It depends on the investment day. But considering the topic of today's discussion, probably the best investment will be copper scrap.
Yeah, let's see how it evolved. The first one started year 2000 at $0.84 is the copper.
I could be rich.
And you could see it went up a factor of 5 or more over the last 25 years. But if you had invested in stock, you would only have got your money back 4 times.
It depends, because considering the turbulences we had in the last 3 months, it went.
Yeah,
you lose all your money as well.
But you could, yeah. But then you should have stayed with the copper. I'm sure that is not that volatile as the American stock these days.
In 2000, probably I would invest in Apple and Google and other giants. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
They were not
scrap.
at that time, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. But this one showed your picture on the car. If you are buying scrap or if you are buying a product, in fact, what's inside it might increase in price.
Yeah, but how if you consider the weight proportion of a car to copper elements inside?
Yeah, it's not that simple because you have to separate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then there are some elements that are extremely difficult to recycle, and we have been talking rare earth magnets previously in our challenges. And you remember the rare earth elements, they came mainly out of China, and that means we do not have it locally here in Europe.
No, except
so therefore, we need to be able to recycle it. And the McArthur Foundation has developed this recycling butterfly, it's called, you see now. And here we are on the technical side of it. That's the right side, the blue, where you can either take the big circle and go all the way back in your supply chain to a raw material, or you can make reuse, or you can maintain, or you can reshape it and make smaller and smaller circles. And the smaller your circles are, the more value you create, or the less value you lose, you could say.
I like this diagram.
Yeah, I also love it. And in my mother company, we are producing pumps at Grundfos, and there are a lot of magnets inside these pumps because the motors are permanent magnet motors. So how do you think Grundfos tackles recycling of magnets? Is that something we do here in Europe, or is it we just purchase new ones and that's it?
I believe, considering that Scandinavian countries are in front of all the recycle initiatives we have in the European Union, I assume you get strong, I would say, not a pressure, a willingness from proud citizens of Scandinavia to push more and more recycling.
Yeah.
And Grundfos, being one of famous companies in your regions and also worldwide, should be also an example for others.
Yeah,
like a very polite.
yeah. I like your answer. In fact, Grundfos has started a take-back program. So this is running independent of the collection of scrap that we started our talk to today. So if you have a pump in your house and it's broken and you cannot fix it, then you'll replace it. but instead of throwing it out with the garbage, you can give it back to Grundfos. And at Grundfos, they have people employed. They have a department with people who have disabilities. They are disassembling the pumps, and they are looking into this stator, it still works, or this impeller is perfectly running, nothing wrong with it. Then it can be reused. So these small circles you saw on the butterfly, that has been taken into action here. So Grundfos are one of the first movers in Europe doing this. But I would absolutely encourage other companies also to do that. Also taking into consideration that if you can harvest the materials that are inside, the magnets are expensive, the copper is expensive, there's stainless steel, there are a lot of material in the pump that can survive for a lot more than 15, 20 years, which is a typical lifetime of such a pump. So why not give it back and give it a new life in a new house?
Are you giving a discount to your customers if they replace a pump, take a new generation, and gives it back the another one, an old one? How you motivate people?
Yeah, I would do that personally, but I don't know if it's done.
I know, for example, just another example which I experienced shortly. I changed my internet provider. Probably I will need to change again. But the point is very interesting that if they send you a modem, they ask you to send you an old modem back with all the cables and everything. And they do it exactly by the fact that they collect all the scrap from you, and on after they deliver a new one. So it's like you never have a modem in your house. You always give it back. And this is already since I first time came to Switzerland, so 10 years ago. That was the same in Germany when I was living there, or in Austria, or even in Estonia. But in Switzerland, I experienced this already 10 years ago, that they were forcing you to send them the old modem back and they give you new for free.
Yeah.
But you don't have to pay for it, but you need to give an old one back.
Okay.
Okay, they don't earn money with modems. They earn money with the monthly services.
Yeah.
And definitely this price is already included in what you pay monthly, but then it's still good.
But I like the idea, and in fact, there are many places where if you go buy a beer in the supermarket, you get it in a bottle, and you pay a fee for that bottle. So the beer is €1, but the bottle is 10 euro cent. But when you return the bottle into the return system, you get your 10 euro cent refunded. And you could do the same with your products. So Grundfos could do that with the pump. The internet company could do that with the old modems. You can ensure that you get your stuff back by adding this. You pay upfront to borrow the materials, but you get your money back when you deliver the materials to the company. I'm sure that will be a standard way of having products in the future.
That makes absolutely sense also for me. And honestly saying, I have no issues to pay more, getting some money back if I recycle properly, because we all live on the same earth and we should take care. My concern is that we forget that we live on a planet which has, let's say, rounded shape or circular shape. That means no matter where you're located, it will still touch you even if you're on opposite side of the world. So this rule means that all humanity should have the same mindset of using recycling. That would, of course, make us all more a green place to live.
Yes. But I think looking at it these ways with minor circles in the butterfly also enables people in urban areas where money is a problem to make a business of it. I have seen in urban districts in Africa and in India where poor people living in the street, they collect scrap and then they sell it to scrap dealers. So by making money out of it, they can make a living, and at the same time clean the streets and the rivers.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So if you can add value to it, cleanliness will be a business. That's that's my hope.
Add value for end users, motivate them, and that's how I do with my son. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to clean after your room once a week. Yeah.
Yes.
And actually, they had. I like the topic because I must be honest with you. 2 months ago, they had in school all this topic of recycling, and he was so proud walking with me in the forest and searching for some garbage in forest to say, look, this is an old can, and it needs like 300 years before it will be completely recycled in the nature. Yeah, and then he was himself shocked. Yeah, because he was looking, even found something, and then he was like comparing with his table how long time it takes to recycle. Taking out, putting it in the right place, but honestly saying to doing homework and to do the same cleaning at home, that doesn't work like this. You need to pay for it with a certain price. Yeah. Exchange on PlayStation hours per week, for example. Yeah, and
how long time does it take for the dirt in your room to degrade? 300 years.
That I don't live so long.
Yeah. No, Arkadi, has this episode changed something for you? Will it influence the way you sort your scrap in the future?
Honestly?
Or how you buy products?
I'm already quite a person who, I mean, like I can't say I like to sort because it's an additional step. It requires more work, require more things, but I'm doing this regularly because I believe this is a good stuff, and it's important to take care as much as I can myself. For my perspective of buying, I can tell you honestly, my ex-girlfriend, she was a really nerd in terms of environmental, bio, eco-friend, and so on. So the habits I got from her remain even if after she has disappeared.
Yeah, that's good. It stays. The good thing stays.
Yeah, the good thing stays. Yeah, at least there will be always a good memories. Yeah. So and it makes sense absolutely. I like the subject really. It's very actual. And I hope that some people who listen us, or most people's listeners, will give their comments. And the motto should be how we all can contribute to environment. From a perspective of industry, especially I work in a dirty industry, as you also do, because powder metal even been considered as a green. We still use metal powders. If you spray, your deposition efficiency is very low, so you really produce a lot of scrap. If you do laser, of course, you do quite high deposition efficiency, but still there's some metal remain. We try to collect everything we get. Not everything can be directly recycled, but you can send them back to for example, to our main factory in terms of like they get probably some main elements out of there as well, but not to 100% extent. Yeah.
I would love if people listening to this, if they have other examples of companies who are taking back and making the same system as Grundfos, or if they have ideas to company who could do it, where it could be smart for those to do it, then if we can influence a little building up a larger structure of companies taking back, that would be fantastic. I really hope people will support it.
I hope so too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So with that big job for our listeners, I would like to end the session and the best wishes for our planet to everybody.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.